Greetings, charming, indulgent, justice-oriented Libra. My name is Eliane Nicole. I'm an astrologer and tarot card reader, and now I'm going to do the July 2020 overview for the sign of Libra. I'm going to do a tarot layout, and then I'm going to talk about the planets in the second half of the video. So definitely stick around because there's a lot of fascinating stuff going on in the transits as well. And I recommend you watch the videos for your sun, moon, and rising. If you don't know your sun, moon, and rising, you can always contact me, have your chart done. I think everyone should have their chart done by a real astrologer at least once in life. And now I am going to get into the interpretation. So as we come into the beginning of the month, Libra, we have judgment reversed. So things are coming to a head in a situation that maybe you planted the seeds of a long time ago, but now it's all kind of coming to a head at the start of July. And you were covered by the Queen of Cups. So this is a very emotional, creative woman with a lot of vision and compassion, and crossed by the Queen of Swords. And this is a very sharp, verbal, kind of clear, direct woman. And so it looks like two women are dealing, a situation is coming to a head between two women at the beginning of that month. And the basis is the Three of Pentacles reversed. So this is something, this has to do with a worker, or a work situation, and what's leaving is the Five of Swords reversed. So this is communication dynamics in a situation involving more than two people, where there was maybe some power dynamics going on. That's leaving. What could come into being for Libra is a new offer or opportunity around the 13th to the 15th of July. What will come into being, we see the Emperor. So this is, the Emperor is a male authority figure. It can be the husband card, the father card, the boss card, but it looks like a male figure, a really positive male energy is playing. It can be a boss sometimes, is going to be prominent for Libra around 16th to 18th of July. Fears or insecurities. This is around victory. And this is around the 19th to the 21st. Maybe it's around winning somehow. And others see you, the Devil reversed. So it looks like others see you as coming out of a situation of bondage around the 22nd to the 24th of July. And your positive feelings. This is, again, coming out of a period of solitude, quiet reflection, meditation, retreat, time away. You've turned around your ideas about something. You're feeling very positive about this. This is towards the last week of the month. And then at the end of the month, we see the Four of Rods reversed. So there's an event of some kind, but it has a twist around it. Maybe it's because it's going to be on Zoom instead of in person, or maybe it's something else. And an event can be anything from like the recording of a video. Like this is an event right now for me. I'm recording a video, but for other people, it could be a small gathering, a small social distance gathering. It could be that there's a birthday or a celebration or some occasion, but there's a twist around this. And that is at the end of the month for Libra, and those are the cards. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the planets. So July 1st, Saturn is retrograding into Capricorn. And this is significant because I have to bring up at the end of June, Jupiter and Pluto formed an exact conjunction again in Capricorn. This is the second time this year. The first time was April 4th. The third and final time will be November 12th. Collectively, these Jupiter-Pluto conjunctions are coloring the entire year of 2020 and also very closely related to the surges in the virus, particularly in America. And if you watched my video from last month, which I put out in mid-May, I called it that July 30th would be the time where they were asking us to come back home, and sure enough, in 34 states, it's rising. So anyway, that's the collective Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. Individually, this collective experience is obviously affecting us all in different ways. For Libra, this is really in the house of home, the house of family, the house of your roots, your ancestors. And so these areas, it looks like there might be some, wherever Saturn is in our chart, that's where we kind of have to face reality. That's where we have to examine boundaries, structures, rules, things like that in our life in that area. The Pluto-Jupiter conjunction is creating a lot of expansion and transformation for us in that area at the same time. Pallas Athene is in there, retrograde, giving us a time to re-strategize our long-term goals in this area. And then on July 4th, well, before I move on to July 4th, another thing that I want to mention that's very prominent about this month is that at the end of June, Mars entered Aries. So we enter July with Mars at like 1 degree Aries. And Mars in Aries is at home. Mars in Aries is also going to be an energy that's going to very much be coloring the last 6 months of the year. I don't want to talk too much about when it goes into retrograde in September, but that's something that's coming. But for now in July, I really want to focus on the positive Mars energy, which is motivating, pioneering, courageous, bold, going for your goals. You want to pace yourself so you don't burn out because it's fiery energy. Mars for Libra is in the 7th house of career. I mean, not career. Look at me. Am I married to my career? The 7th house is the house of marriage and partnership. And Mars is also libido and our competitive nature and all of these things. So you'll be driven in that area in July, Libra. And July 4th is the full moon and lunar eclipse. So full moons, lunar eclipses in particular are culminations. We've been in eclipse season. This is the 3rd and final eclipse of the season. And so things are coming to a head. It's a culmination. And it's, again, this is in the house of home, the house of family, the house of roots and ancestors for Libra. And so this area will be highlighted at this eclipse for you. And it's also the house of the mother. And July 6th is the Ceres is going retrograde in Pisces, and that is going to be in the 6th house of health. It's the house of service. It can be the house of staff and employees. So it's bringing up questions for you into how do you nurture this area of your life? How are you nurturing your physical health right now in July, Libra? How are you nurturing your staff or employees, if that is applicable to you? How are you, how are you being of service to others? And so those are questions brought up July 6th for Libra. July 12th, Mercury goes direct in Cancer. Mercury has been retrograde since June 17th. So the whole first 2 weeks of the month will very much still be colored by that Mercury retrograde energy. Mercury is the planet of communication. So retrograde can bring up communication issues, misunderstandings. Cancer is very sensitive. Cancer is very emotional. And so there could have been a lot of emotional communication issues, or one in particular that came up during this time. And once Mercury goes direct on the 12th, there should start to be some resolution around that. It may not happen overnight because the retro shade period goes until July 26th or 27th. And let's see, July 16th, Saturn is forming a quincunx with the North Node. I don't want to get too much into that, but that is in your 9th house. The North Node is in your 9th house, and it is about higher education, spirituality, truth. What do you need to let go of to reach that place in your dharmic path? And let's see, July 20th is the new moon in Cancer. and that's the black moon in Cancer. I'm very excited about the black moon in Cancer, a very powerful black moon, and it is the second new moon in Cancer of the season. This is in your house of career and attainment, Libra, so there's really an opportunity to make a new start here, recommit to a new start here. And also, these are issues around home, roots, legacy, the mother, you know, land, real estate, wealth. These are all Cancerian themes. And then also, Libra, this is the house of the father. So you can be recommitting to things around the father as well with this new lunar eclipse, full moon. And you know, full moons are culmination. Oh no, this is the new moon. I'm at the new moon. I went back to the Capricorn moon, but there's a relationship here with these eclipses, you know, the mother, the father, the roots, the family, you know, the home life versus career and attainment. All of these things are big themes. And then July 22nd, the sun enters Leo. So that will be moving into your house of friends and business associates and groups and organizations. So that is going to really be highlighted for Libra during Leo season from July 22nd for that 30-day run that the sun is in Leo. And then July 27th is Jupiter sextile Neptune, which is a really beautiful kind of transcendent, very creative, very inspiring aspect. And for Libra, that's hitting the house of health and service and things like that, and also the house of home. And so those two areas of your life will be interacting in an inspiring or creative way towards the end of the month. So that's it for this reading. There's so much more that I can say. It's challenging for me to do these readings because there's so much more depth, but I realize that to get through 12 and to make them, you know, palatable for this format, I kind of need to shorten it. And so I definitely do the broad strokes, but I encourage you to get your own reading. I can do them on Zoom. Readings are an hour. We can get into depth looking at your chart and specifically where all these planets are moving for you and which personal planets in your chart they're aspecting. And then it gets really interesting. It gets really personal and very specific, and it's so empowering to have an understanding of your chart and to be able to have that as an additional tool to navigate life. I don't know what I'd do without astrology and tarot. So thank you for joining me, Libra. If you like this video, give me a like. If you didn't like it, give me a don't like. I hope you liked it though. Please follow me on Instagram at astrology.tarot.Eliane Nicole. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please share this video with other Libras, and I look forward to reading for you soon. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful July, Libra.